Hi guys, it's BellaGemaNails, and today I'm going to be bringing you my take on the YSL Yeti boot. Now, these boots are a little too long to show in frame, but I purchased them from Amazon. And before I do my thing on these, I wanted to show you the details so that you can determine whether these are your cup of tea. Now, these are very pointed, which I absolutely love. They have some very beautiful and nicely placed gold studs. They are a 4.5-inch heel, if I'm not mistaken, a very narrow heel. They also have an inner platform, so they're very comfortable to walk in, believe it or not. And these are definitely some fall or winter boots. They do have a foam insulation here, so they keep your legs relatively warm. Now they do have an opening right behind your thigh here, so it gives your legs some room to move. They are fitted, so if you have thick calves or thick legs, you may want to size up. Otherwise, they are very true to size. So I wanted to create a boot that went well with this clutch that I designed in January, and this is the semi-precious stone clutch. I'm going to post the link below if you haven't seen this already, but it is such a stunner, very spacious, and it will match perfectly with these boots. So guys, for this project, you're going to need your scissors, fabric fusion glue. You can use E6000, but I like using this on fabric and it adheres very well. I'll post the link below. You'll need a measuring tape, a sliver of a bar soap for markings, and you will need some feathers. And I'll post links below so that you can take a look at feather trim and feathers in general. Okay guys, for this particular boot, I've already done one leg and it's really hard to show because they're so long. They are definitely over the knee boots, but you could see how beautiful they are. I'll be trying them on for you so you could see how they look. So let's get started. So you're going to be taking your feathers here, and what I've done is I have flipped them over to the darker side. So this is more of a black side. This is more of the iridescent green side, and you can choose how you want to lay them on the boot. Keep in mind that if you lay them on the green side here, they are going to lie flat, and so you won't have as much movement as if you would turn it the other way and the feathers flip outward a bit more. And so when the feathers or the layers are stacked, there is so much more movement. So you can decide what works best for you. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be measuring 2 inches from these studs here, and we're going to be marking it on both sides of the boot. So we're going to be marking here, here, follow it all the way up. Now flip it over and do the right side. Okay, now that you're done on both sides, we're going to start cutting the feather trim. Now I bought 5 yards, 2 sets of 5 yards of these black feathers. I'll post the links below and you can choose which colors you'd like to use. For the first step, what we're going to do is we're going to measure the feather trim alongside the studs, and we're going to go all around the boot before we start cutting. But first, you're going to measure it there, and you're going to take some pins and you will hold it into place. You can sew these if you have an industrial sewing machine. Otherwise, it's very thick and difficult to sew through this, as well as through the trim itself. So this is why I'm gluing them. So now what you're going to do is you're going to line it up perfectly there, and you're going to leave the space where the studs are blank. You're not going to be putting the trim right against this because you don't want the feathers getting caught in the zipper. So leave it right alongside there, and then flip your boot over, measure alongside there. Now remember, I'm using the the black side of the feathers because they flare. And so I'm aligning it there, doing my visual assessment, cutting where I see fit. We are delicately pressing it to make sure it's aligned without stretching it. And we are pinning it. So you got the first section done. Flip your boot to this side once again and do this all over again until you're done with the entire boot. When you start moving up on the boot, because it gets wider, you will want to pin the center just so that it doesn't droop and you can see where you're going with it. So I took a little break from YouTube. I finally took a vacation after 4 years. I had been recording every weekend, designing, recording, editing every weekend, and didn't make any time for myself really. So I thought I'd take some time off. I did get married. So if you guys want to see any photos, you can hop onto my Instagram. If you guys want to see a video, a wedding video, or maybe even my engagement video, let me know in the comments below if you want me to share that with you guys, because I will do that. It was so beautiful and it was very relaxing. It was very special and spiritual, and we waited a long time to have our wedding because we wanted our guests to have enough time to prepare for a destination wedding. So it was truly magical and electric, and I'm really happy that we did that and we waited and that our family and friends could be there. Okay, for the last layer, we're going to be aligning the trim right underneath the studs. So the bottom portion of the boot will have studs that are visible, and then the top portion will as well. All right, so for the last bit, you're going to cut the edge at an angle so that it is rounded, okay? And then you're going to pin it there, and we're going to get started on gluing. Now the original Yeti boots, those are $10,000. They are beautiful, but they are $10,000. So this boot was $40 and the feathers were about $15 for a pack. So you guys decide. I think the YSL ones are gorgeous. They used ostrich feathers, but these look beautiful. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing the fabric fusion glue on the side we're going to lie flat and onto the boot. So we're going to be doing one side at a time. So we will be laying each piece just like that on one side first. Now you don't need a lot of this glue. It works with a nice thin layer. Press down periodically, just on top, so that both sides could better adhere. Okay guys, now you're going to let them dry. You can press them, make sure your hands are clean, no glue, and just gently press them down and let them dry for about 2 to 3 hours. Okay guys, if you were a fan of this project, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up or pop a comment below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.